Do you see this floof in these brows? Do you see it? Do you see the floof? Okay, so it's this. And I've never liked a brown styling soap before. I always use clear. That looks so good. And then I also sprayed this on it. So this and this together. And then I even used the daggum tiny little baby, itty bitty little shrimpy spoolie that comes in there. I did bend it a little bit. I just tried it out, so I'll probably do a little mini video with it eventually, but you know that Story Fam sees it first. Now, when I posted these, y'all wanted the green one. It's done RUNNOFT. There it is. So we're going to be using that today. Yeah, that's why I get on the green clips. Let's get started. I would like to point out that I spilled my activator. I still have plenty left because it is going to last me, but I spilled it. Womp, womp. Also, I'm going to do my skin separately today, just for today, only because I want to film with this and do a first impression. What's going on in there? Look at all of that. I'm so excited. That's so fun. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't want you to think I'm going to do this all the time, but some days when I'm doing first impressions, it's easier for me, and so I don't have to wipe it off and then do it again. So just bear with me. But the eye look is going to be quite spicy. So let's go. We're going to grab some clean canvas. I'm going to use the shade Fair, and I'm grabbing this on a C31. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place this from my crease to my brow bone. Oh my gosh, it feels so good to sit here and do makeup. I actually was all caught up with all of my filming, so I didn't wear makeup Saturday or Sunday. And I did a facial Saturday night. I do them myself. And it was just so nice just to kind of hang out. But then I'm like, oh yeah, it'll be nice to take a break. And then I sit here and I feel this brush start to press this in. And I can already see the makeup look that I want to do. And I just get so excited. Here I am in the corner. Now I'm over here. So I'm mentioning the bundles again because a few of my friends, even close to me, were like, what? You have bundles? So I'm just going to mention it again. We have bundles. This is the eye set. E26. E27, E28, and E29. Fun fact, I'm going to tell you really quickly. I need to do a whole video on it. But the reasons for the numbers is my parents' race cars were actually 27 and 28. My mom was 28, my dad was 27. So those are the numbers we started with. So I was like, my inner corner highlight brush, it has to be 27 because my dad passed away, and I was like, I'm paying tribute. So little fun story for you. And then of course we have the Complexion set, which is the C30, C31, that's the one I'm holding, C40, and then the C41. Also, this is fun floating around the screen. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, my parents were race car drivers from the time I was 5 till I think, good Lord, I was 22, maybe a little bit younger, and I grew up at a dirt racetrack. Fun times, good times. I'd much rather be playing in makeup and not in mud, so here we are. So I want to do a cut crease. I have to. It just feels right, and it's what I need in my makeup art. Also, I think I'm becoming a Makeup Geek fan page. I love these shadows so much, so we're going to start with this one, and I'm going to grab it on an E27, and I'm just going to go ahead and press it into my crease. Yep, and I think that olives will be really fun in the crease. We could have done like a warm brown, but I feel like this will really tie everything together and make it a little more snazzy. So we'll just press that through here and all the way across here. Do not worry about the lid. We have to clean that off later anyways. A really easy tip with a cut crease is to make sure that your first dark shade, so I'm still going to use one that's going to be darker than this. I lay down that medium shade first, and you'll also notice that I brought this above my crease. You'll also notice my eye is relaxed. I always talk about that. So when I completely relax my eye, even if I look down, you can still see that peeking through above. We're going to transition it later, but for right now, we need that medium shade to come up above our natural crease. So now we're going to grab this shade. I'm going to grab it on the side of the brush. I really want to show you how I'm even picking it up. Just grab it right on the side. You'll see the product. And then from here, we're going to take that and start to transition our medium shade. So we're going to consider this our light shade. Just take your time, tap back and forth. You can see already starting to transition. So now that everything is set, I'm gonna grab this brush, Banana Split, which is my favorite. Press it there. And this is gonna be our lightest shade. And then since everything is set, you have to remember I do pressing motions until the eyeshadow base is set. The eyeshadow base that I use is very tacky. If I was to swipe back and forth, I'm just kind of gonna get an uneven blend. But once it's set, and as long as I don't come in here and do like that, we're not gonna overblend and it's gonna stay nice and smooth. There we go. For the disappearance, the FedEx man came and Doug had to reassure him that he was the main resident of this house. Then we're gonna grab this cool brown, also from Makeup Geek, and we're gonna grab that on the tip of the brush, see it through there. And from here, we're gonna press this in the deepest part of the crease, kind of right under that medium shade we laid down. Just kind of press it where you want it. I find that's an easier way to apply it. I wasn't gonna do this, but it's been a very long time since I've added black to a cut crease. Get ready for it. It just takes it to a whole nother level. This is Corrupt, also from Makeup Geek. And we're gonna grab that on the tip of the brush, just like we did the first one. And just really focus this in. Look at that difference already. Black with the cut crease is just, it's next level. It just takes it to the most, once you clean up your lid, it's just speechless. But with black eyeshadow, you want to be a little bit more precise because we don't really want to have to blend this into the other colors because it can get out of control very quickly. So I definitely recommend kind of placing it by pressing. Okay, you see the difference? Once you clean it up, it all makes sense again. Major difference. And all I do, I just grab a C30 and then I grab a little bit of micellar water. I'm gonna show it to you. Just a little drop, just a tiny little drop. And once it dries, it's not going to, it's completely dry. It's not gonna separate your eye makeup, nothing like that. So just take it, and what I do is I just start loosening it up. Okay. Start getting the shape. Wipe it on Sheila. She doesn't mind. Now I am gonna say that this is probably the sharpest concealer brush around. Look at that. That's sharp. She's spicy. And for cut creases, this brush is so precise. It's so precise. You will get it right, I promise. This brush though, it's a must. You know what's really cool about the brushes that I will say? I have to mention it. They come with daily instructions. Me. No other makeup product or makeup brush or anything of that nature has ever come with a teacher that's there to help and even answer DMs every day. Okay, so now that we have most of it wiped away, we can start to perfect. I added a little bit more micellar water. Again, don't worry about it being sticky. This one's not an oil-based one. And just kind of keep cleaning it up. I'll just wipe it on the back of my hand because you are going to get some of the black on the brush, which is completely normal. But it's so easy. And then you could use a makeup wipe, but why use something that needs to be thrown away? Easy. Okay. This is so pretty. And yes, this is the same duochrome, but I'm going to show you in different lighting. So duochromes, they need different lighting. So this is an extremely bright light that I film with. And like you saw in my story earlier, it's just about how the light hits it. Low light, really bright light. You'll see. But let's finish this other eye. I already have it mixed up here the same way I mixed it in the last video. Just one drop of the activator. I'm going to grab it on my E27. And we'll just follow that we already mapped out. I mean, look at that though. That is spectacular. Okay, stunning. Melt Cosmetics gel liner and an E26. You can already see it kind of start to shift here. It looks darker, but just wait. Everybody, just wait. We're gonna do the big reveal at the end. I'm also going to, once I finish my face, I'm going to swatch all of them on my face again. But remember, I have to go film the other thing. It's a 4-for-1 special around here. Okay, I decided that I wanted to film this tomorrow only because this eye look is so intense. I want more coverage. We need fuller coverage. And I'm gonna do a no makeup look tomorrow, so we'll just do this tomorrow. I love this foundation. It's so nice. I have it here on the back of my hand. And we're gonna work this in. And I started using the C41, not only because the Pinnacle foundation brush was on pre-order, but because everybody else was using it. And then I felt left out. And then I used it for foundation. And I was like, wait a second. Wait a second. It's so good for foundation. Don't forget, I always grab my C31 here, and I have the tiniest amount of, I was actually holding a prototype brush just then, you didn't see it. But I take the tiniest amount of my foundation here, tiny amount. I'll start here, kind of in the center of my brows, and then from here, I'm gonna work it over this way, and it's just going to melt any of that excess shadow in, make sure that it's not too dark through here, we don't have any green lurking around. And then once I have most of it placed, I'll take it across the top part of the eyeshadow, not into the crease, just the top part, and kind of melt it in across. Okay, with this heavy eye makeup, I actually love the color of this Rose Ink concealer. I tried it the other day, but that's why I always say, let's try things at least 3 times before we just scream and throw it and cry. I'm guilty. I added just a little bit more because this is a pretty heavy eye look, so let's not be afraid to add some more. Now I'm loving the peachiness of this concealer. I will say this is the only one that had any kind of peach instead of yellow, even though they had neutral or cool in the name. I swatched them, and on me they were extremely yellow. So if your skin tone or undertone tends to lean towards warm, try these out. But if you're neutral or pink like me, you might have a little bit of a hard time. Of course, we're going to set with our Givenchy powder, evening that out on the back of my hand, and now we're going to press that in. Yep, I really like the concealer with this darker eye to kind of counteract any kind of darkness that I had underneath my eyes. Anytime you wear really dark shadows, and I feel like this is one of the reasons we tend to get afraid of smoky eyes, you might need a little bit more peach underneath your eye. Even though I don't have dark circles, that peachiness just really brightens it without having to put a white concealer, which would just add shadows. But that's a whole different story. LA Girl bronzer. We all know about this one. Check my page. I need to compare it to the Gucci. I'm afraid to, because y'all might get spicy with me, because the Gucci has just a hint. Just a hint of, I don't want to say shimmer, but just some little light reflecting particles in it, and this one doesn't. So that's why I originally compared it to the Charlotte Tilbury, but to me it feels so much like the Gucci, so I'm still going to do the comparison, and I don't want to hear none of the squeaking and squawking. Okay, so I just got an email from City Color. It's inside information here, y'all. They are almost sold out of the duochromes, and I'm doing another post tonight, not an ad, it's just me loving makeup. But I'm going to do another post, and I'm telling you that because they will probably sell out. So if you don't have them yet, go get them. Go get them right now. They're almost sold out. House of Lashes, Iconic Lights. Y'all have really been loving these. Every time I wear these, y'all ask me about them. They are a beautiful, beautiful lash. And the lash applicator is also House of Lashes. I really didn't set the outer perimeter of my face. I'm going to grab this contour stick. I used this the other day. And I am so sorry, but I absolutely love it. It is so expensive. I'm so sorry. I am sorry. I love it. I'm going to grab this Anissa Beauty Buffing Bronzer Brush, and I'm just going to kind of hug the cheekbone. Now this one I actually put exactly where my cheekbone is, not above. Since this is an actual contour shade, we want to put this one right where the natural shadow is. See that natural shadow? Because I didn't put any there. I'm following that exact line. Remember, bronzer equals sun kiss. Where does the sun hit us? The sun will hit us naturally here. It would hit us all here. Contour is going to be where the sun doesn't naturally hit us, which is here. It's pretty easy. So I love how naked it is underneath here. I think that looks really cool, but what I am gonna do is ever so lightly here on the outer corner, I grabbed a Wet n Wild liquid liner. I'm gonna do the tiniest line and just kind of connect that to the wing. That looks so cool, and only out here. So normally I would smoke out the liner, do all sorts of things, but I feel like that's kind of cool. And then I'll do mascara. By the way, I love this liner. I actually feel like it's a dupe for the Stila. It does not move. It doesn't. I don't know why I haven't talked about it. I need to do a video on it. So I applied the mascara. I did the Makeup Revolution one, the 5D Lash Pal. And now I'm gonna pinch little sections. These are my natural lashes. And kind of give us some twiggy lashes. I love pink blush with green eyeshadow. This one is Pink Lady from Makeup Revolution. I love this one. If you don't have it yet, pick this one up. I got this one at Ulta. Another one of the Lime Crime Soft Touch lipstick. I love these. This is in something flamingo. Flamingo pink. Then I added a little bit of Endless Cacao. Then why not do a little bit of a pink highlight? I love these. They're so pretty. A little bit goes a very long way. I'm gonna apply it just with my finger really quickly. And you want to kind of press it really quickly, because once it sets and we try to blend it in, it is going to crack, but working quickly, we're good to go. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so here we are in low light, and you can see that it goes from the lighter green to the darker green. The thing is with duochromes is that you have to have different lighting. My light is very bright, which works great for makeup tutorials, but with duochromes, you're only gonna see the one side of it because it's so bright. So you have to have the low light, but that's what makes them really cool, because we're not always with a direct bright light. I'm gonna swatch the rest of them though. And here you can see it's not very flattering lighting, but you can see that it's even flipping purple and blue. Look at that. I mean, it's really cool. So there you have it. There's today's tutorial. I'm actually going to go swatch the other ones on my face just like this, because why not? And I think I'll add some rhinestones in my little reel that I'm filming. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the comments tonight.